My name is Andrea Antoinette Jones, and I am an African-American woman. I am a victim of domestic violence. I am with child, and I am bleeding in Conroe, Texas. I have carried the child since I was attacked by my child's father, and he was attacking me while carrying my 22-month-old son, Melborn Halo Meador. My child's father's name is Austin John Meador. He is a Caucasian male, and he is a convicted felon. I had to contact the Obama administration from Conroe, Texas, asking them to help me. So this is the application form where you fill out your information in order to get in touch with one of the Obamas. It gives you the option to contact President Obama or Michelle Obama. I chose to contact Michelle Obama because I know that she went to school for law and is listed to have been a lawyer. I was released on all of the charges for protecting myself from my child's father. So I filled out the application, and it said, I would like for Mrs. Obama to represent me. I am an African-American female in Conroe, Texas. My child's father attacked me in my apartment September 18, 2018 here in Texas, Conroe, Texas. His name is Austin John Meador. I meant to say Meador, but I spelled his name again later in the message. And I said he attacked me in my apartment. He is a convicted felon. There were 911 calls, and I am pregnant. I defended myself from him, and all of the charges were dropped. His family took my child. Okay, so she said that she raped my son. She said she raped him and went through a family court judge and tried to have me murdered in the Montgomery County Jail before my trial. They sued me for my son through a family court judge named Tracy Gilbert when they were trying to murder me before my trial, and have the Ku Klux Klan staging to try to have me murdered. And they are trying to stage to have me outside and say that Cynthia has full custody of my son, banning me from speaking to my child. So I had to put more in, and I said I have been released on all of the charges, and my child's father's family is trying to skip town. This is what someone recently told me. While I am working about to file a suit for Cynthia to return my child. So they're trying to say I don't have an apartment, and I'm working, and they're staging for me not to be able to get an apartment while trying to have police and CPS refusing to allow me to see my child. So the Montgomery County Women's Center is refusing to allow me to stay inside of the women's shelter. They covered up damages to my home, 911 calls, and there was a sheriff named Jim McDougal. So before I get into this, I had Deputy Willis go and do a wellness check on my son, and I also called 911 on Tracy Gilbert, and Deputy Willis is telling me that Cynthia is telling him that she has full custody of my son and that she doesn't want to talk to me because I'm always exploding on her. I have never yelled at Cynthia O'Vera, not one time. I told that she said that she molested my son, and that's why she said that she filed a restraining order. So let's continue. Jim McDougal posed as an investigator, saying that he worked for the sheriff's office for 20 years as a sheriff with all of the evidence about my pregnancy, and he had all of the evidence that Austin was attacking me. They were trying to murder me pregnant in the jail, and I told Jim McDougal that they were denying me medical care inside of the jail. They are saying that he did not attack me in family court, that Austin did not attack me, and they are saying that I do not have an apartment. He attacked me in my apartment. They tried to set me up to be murdered ever since I was released on the charges for protecting myself, causing me to have to leave Conroe, Texas, leave Houston. I went to Atlanta to get into women's shelters, and they tried to set me up to be murdered in Atlanta all the way until I came back to Houston, Texas, and they tried to set me up to be murdered in Houston all the way back to Conroe, and are still trying to set me up. Cynthia said she was raping him with police, and the police are lying on record, saying that she does not have to let me speak to my child. So the guy, Tracy Gilbert, when I was released on the charges for protecting myself, August 22nd, 2019, he had a court hearing saying that she could have my son, and they had everybody setting me up outside, women's centers and family. They caused me to lose my apartment while I was incarcerated on the charges. I contacted the Conroe police and filed a police report against her in December 2021, and I contacted Child Protective Services October 2021, asking them to remove my child, even if that meant he had to go into CPS custody, and they refused to do so. I have called 911 today, reporting Judge Tracy Gilbert, asking them to go into his courtroom and file an internal investigation. The country is staging to have me homeless outside, and the baby is still alive in me that they tried to murder, while they are denying me medical care, saying that I was never pregnant, which is causing me extreme pain while I'm trying to work. The lawyer who represented me, her name is Inger Chandler. She is a white female. The investigator that said he worked for her, he is a white male named Sheriff Jim McDougal. The judge's name is Tracy Gilbert, and Inger Chandler said that she could not represent me on the family court case, but that she could represent me on the criminal charges, and the charges were dropped, and she was not supposed to allow them to sue me for my child. So I sent the message to Michelle Obama, asking her to send black activists here to Conroe, Texas. And I spoke with Deputy Willis while I was making this video. He called me and I had to stop, and I asked Deputy Willis, did he do the wellness check on my son? He said yes. He tried to get very smart with me. He said that my son was playing with Legos, that he did not see any bruising on his body. He did not ask Cynthia O'Vera if she was leaving town, but Cynthia lied to the police and said that she was not allowing my son to speak to me when I asked them to do a verification phone call, saying that she said that they're not talking to me because I always blow up on her. No, the last time that I spoke with Cynthia O'Vera, I asked her to let me speak to my son on the phone, and I spoke to my son, and I told him that I loved him, and then I told Cynthia that I would not be contacting her for a while because I was going to be filing charges on Austin Meador. I never yelled at Cynthia at all over the telephone. Then I told that she said that she was raping my son. She should not have sued me for my son. And she went and got a restraining order when I said I was on my way back here to Conroe, Texas, to come to her home and see if my son was okay. That's when she got the restraining order. So I need help here in Conroe, Texas.